Good evening and welcome to the News Hour Special Edition. I'm Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. We begin with some breaking news coming in, and this time is from the world of cricket. Images coming in at the moment of what is believed to be ball tampering. In fact, a number of such images going viral on social media, where images of a couple of England players trying to rub the ball with their boots have gone viral. Some on Twitter have termed it an outright ball tampering. The players who can't be identified in the video were most likely pace bowlers, as they had their spikes on their shoes. The video showed how one of them was inserting the spikes into the ball. Clearly, of course, the gentleman's game, that as cricket is popularly known, seeing some ungentlemanlike conduct in this particular context. Images that have gone viral as far as the ball tampering and spikes being used to tamper with the ball are concerned. So that's clearly, this appears to be scuffing of the ball that appears to be taking place. Spikes and multiple ones at that, as far as this particular game is concerned. A number of Indian fans outraged on social media. They have certainly pointed towards whether this is ball tampering and whether this is a repeat of what's been seen in the past. Some going to the extent of calling it outright cheating. Those clearly are the comments that are coming in on social media, but certainly these images point towards what could have possibly happened: scuffing of the ball multiple times with the shoes. And we all know the impact that that has as far as bowlers are concerned, and netizens are questioning these tactics that have been seen on field, allegedly by England team stamping the ball with their spiked shoes on field. That's the allegation coming in. Perhaps this was just a moment or a few seconds of it that's been caught on camera, but in either case, whether this is an unfair practice, whether this is sportsmanlike at all, is a question that certainly behoves these images. Of course, we haven't heard the last on it. We will try and reach across to our reporters to get a sense of what really is the response coming in from the various umpires, referees, etc., as well as team managements, whether they will formally complain about the same as well. But certainly this is seen on camera. England allegedly tampering the ball, scuffing the ball multiple times with their shoes, raising the hackles of Indian fans, particularly netizens on social media, who have gone all out to question these tactics. And India turns 75 today, marking the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. As the Prime Minister addressed the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort, he announced a 100 lakh crore ambitious project called the Gati Shakti Initiative to boost employment amongst the youth in India. The Prime Minister also addressed a number of other issues, including the pain of partition, issues pertaining to farmers, as well as spelt out the Sabka Prayas philosophy of the government, adding to the Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas slogan that was already in existence. Listen into some of those excerpts of the Prime Minister's speech.
आज लाल किले की प्राचीर से आह्वान कर रहा हूं, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और अब सबका प्रयास हमारे हर लक्ष्यों की प्राप्ति के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है.
Everyone's effort counts in shaping India's destiny. Core of Prime Minister's message as India turns 75. Looking ahead into the future, the Prime Minister exhorting the citizens to prepare for Amrit Kal and visualize a fully modern country when it turns 100.
जब हम आजादी के शताब्दी मनाएंगे, नए भारत के सृजन का ये अमृत काल है. इस अमृत काल में हमारे संकल्पों की सिद्धि हमें आजादी के 100 वर्ष तक ले जाएगी, गौरवपूर्ण रूप से ले जाएगी. अमृत काल का लक्ष्य है भारत और भारत के नागरिकों के लिए समृद्धि के नए शिखरों का आरोहण. अमृत काल का लक्ष्य है एक ऐसे भारत का निर्माण जहां सुविधाओं का स्तर गांव और शहर को बांटने वाला न हो। अमृत काल का लक्ष्य है एक ऐसे भारत का निर्माण जहां नागरिकों के जीवन में सरकार बेवजह दखल ना दे। अमृत काल का लक्ष्य है एक ऐसे भारत का निर्माण जहां दुनिया का हर आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हो, हम किसी से भी कम न हो।
Heaping praise on COVID warriors, the vaccine manufacturers, India's Olympic champions, who were special guests, the Prime Minister also remembering the millions who perished in the tragedy of partition.
बंटवारे का दर्द आज भी हिंदुस्तान के सीने को छलनी करता है। ये पिछली शताब्दी की सबसे बड़ी त्रासदी में से एक थी। आजादी के बाद इन लोगों को बहुत ही जल्द भुला दिया गया। जिन्हें सम्मान के साथ अंतिम संस्कार तक नसीब नहीं हुआ, उन लोगों का हमारी स्मृतियों में जीवित रहना भी उतना ही जरूरी है।
The BJP hailing the Independence Day speech has given fresh impetus in building a new India.
आज़ादी के जश्न के साथ साथ विभाजन के ज़ख्म का भी एहसास देश के लोगों को कराया है और निश्चित तौर से ये चीज़ जो पहले लोगों को करनी चाहिए थी, पहले याद करना चाहिए था, क्योंकि सामान्य सी घटना विभाजन नहीं थी।
सबका प्रयास इसलिए कि अगर कोई भी क्षेत्र या कोई भी व्यक्ति या कोई भी कम्युनिटी या कोई भी हिस्सा भारत का पीछे रह जाता है तो देश आगे बढ़ेगा नहीं, उसको रुकने की कगार पे होगा। और सबका प्रयास आवश्यक है उस चीज़ से निपटने के लिए और आगे बढ़ने के लिए।
But the opposition, especially the Congress, airing its disappointment.
मैं उनको राय दूंगा, आप आज भी ये कीजिए, किसानों को वापस जाने दीजिए, नए कानून साल डेढ़ के बाद लेकर आइए, मगर उससे पहले सारे स्टेक होल्डर्स से बात कीजिए। सभी लोगों को इस बात की उम्मीद थी, मगर वो उम्मीद समहाउ पूरी नहीं हो।
हिंदी का मुहावरा है, नाम बड़े दर्शन छोटे। देश का संविधान माननीय प्रधानमंत्री को ना तो दिन में सपने देखने के ना दिन में सपने दिखाने के लिए रोकता है, पर माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने पिछले 7 साल का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड वो भी साझा करें।
While politics may not lack in Sabka Prayas, selling this work ethic to all the citizens to achieve Amrit Kaal has begun. Bureau Report, Times Now.
You're watching the News Hour Special Edition, Debate Number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And on the debate this evening, we have with us Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP. Also with us is Kailash Adhikari, MD of Governance Now. Vivek Srivastava, political analyst, is with us. But let me begin on this debate on the 75th year of India's independence, even as we head into it, with Sujata Paul, political analyst. And Sujata Paul, let me ask you a very, very simple and a very basic question. You know, we are entering what is a very, very auspicious moment. It is, of course, a nation, and as a nation, it's a moment for all of us to be proud of, irrespective of whatever our political ideology or affiliations may be. End of the day, as a nation, we are entering our 75th year. At a time like this, the Prime Minister has given a call for what we should do over the next 25 years, and all should collectively contribute towards it. He's also brought out the slogan of Sabka Prayas, which he's added along with the Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas slogans that are already in existence. Is there something inherently objectionable about the vision that the Prime Minister has shared today?
You know, for the last talking about how
he has been talking about the horrors of partition. He wants you to go back. He's not taking you forward. This is not about progress. For the last 3 years, he's been talking about 100 lakh crore. I have a feeling that he's very fond of the term 100 lakh because, first in 2019 he said that modern infrastructure will have 100 lakh crore spent on it. Lots of people will get employment. And then in 2020 also he said that we have to get out of Corona, so national infrastructure pipeline project will be made. Now 110 lakh crore and more. So now what is this 100 lakh crore and more? What is this about it? Now the second thing that I want to talk about is this Sabka Prayas. This reminds me of
points. Okay. I wanted today's debate. I thought today's debate would be a little more. Less acrimonious, given that we are on Independence Day. But I'm going to let Sanju Verma respond to you. 2 points that are being raised. Sanju Verma, the allegation of Sujata Paul is that by talking about the partition horrors remembrance, we are not talking about reconciliation and moving on, but we are reopening old wounds. That is point number one. And the second allegation, which we even saw the Congress party speaking about earlier today, is that this 100 lakh crores is something that was promised in 2019. Why was it not implemented then? And why are we repeating the same thing? Is it being recast in new packaging? Is their allegation? Your response to both those points.
Happy Independence Day to everybody.
Okay. Madhav, I first and foremost want to say that if leadership is about the capacity to translate vision into reality, then by any yardstick, Narendra Modi is certainly the most popular and powerful leader in post-independence India with no ifs and buts whatsoever. Secondly, I think I like the term you use, Madhav. You said we are entering into an auspicious phase. Amrit Kal starts now, starts here. And what I liked about today's speech was that Prime Minister Modi, as is so typical of him, laid out a vision for the next 25 years. Here is a man who is not interested in optics. He wants to get down to business and how. Speaking about what the earlier panelist said about, why remember August 14th as the Partition Horror Remembrance Day? If you recall, Madhav, there are many countries in the world which celebrate not because they want to remember it, but because they want to ensure that future generations are reminded of the horror of the Nazi Holocaust and no such thing ever gets repeated in the history of mankind. There are many countries which celebrate the abolition of slavery day because they do not want that ever again mankind has to come to terms with a heinous practice like slavery. Even closer home, 25th March is celebrated as Genocide Day by Bangladeshis to remind them that it was on this day that thousands of Bangladeshis were left homeless and butchered by Pakistanis. Now coming to the more important point about today's speech. Madhav, what I want to reinforce is, I'll give you 3 examples which will showcase that the 100 lakh crore infrastructure vision under the Gati Shakti National Master Plan is something that the Modi government has been working on. Do you know something? That the longest road bridge called the Bogie-Beal Bridge in the Northeast, I was surprised to know the foundation stone was laid under Deve Gowda's prime ministership in 1977. The construction started in 2002 and finally it was the Modi government which completed its construction in 2018.
Deve Gowda was prime minister in 97. Nevertheless, I want to take the point that you made as far as the entire controversy surrounding the Partition Horrors Day announcement by the government, and I want to take this across to Vivek Srivastava. Vivek Srivastava, Sanju Verma's contention is that this is something that is not unique to India. From Bangladesh to other countries, there are historical days such as this which are remembered because clearly it is a huge inflection point as far as the country's own collective history is concerned and collective memory is concerned, and therefore there is nothing wrong is what Sanju Verma's contention is. Your response to that?
Yeah, see, a very happy Independence Day to everyone and especially to the BJP Pravakta here, and I hope in this Amrit Kal that the Prime Minister has promised to the entire nation, the opposition parties will not be labelled anti-national both in the parliament and on the national TV. So that is the first thing I request from the BJP Pravakta over here. And second thing is, see, Madhav, as far as you are saying, partition was a bad thing. So many people died. Everybody knows it. All parties acknowledge it. But then you have to realize that, people from both the communities died. So now highlighting the pain again and again and again could become a very sensitive issue in a very diverse kind of a culture which India has. And already in the last 7 years, you have seen a lot of violence. Recently, Kanpur happened, and we debated about this Kanpur issue where a simple rickshawala was beaten and made to shout Jai Shri Ram. So these kind of incidences are there. So unity and diversity is what we have learned in our school. That this is a very complex kind of a society. There are so many castes, there are so many religions, there are so many, people with various cultures, eating habits, dressing habits. So if you have to preserve it, you have to give acceptance to everyone. And bad incidences need to be forgotten. New beginnings have to be made. Amrit Kaal aap la rahe hain, we welcome it. And the left parties definitely see, the contribution of the left parties to the world is basically that in 1950, the left parties of this country, the CPI said revolution and changes and socialism can be got by the ballot, by voting, by democratic process, by following the constitution of Ambedkar, and no violence needs to be done. So that is what, we will be contributing by healthy criticism in the coming years.
All right, let me bring in fact, the fourth panelist who's with us. We have with us Kailash Adhikari. Kailash Adhikari, what is your biggest takeaway? Because there are many other points beyond what was talked about, beyond, of course, the crucial issue of partition. There is a very clear focus, there is a very clear vision of what we should be achieving when we are, as a nation, 100 years old, 25 years from now. And all of that includes a number of such announcements, hydrogen fuel, sending schools being opened up for girls and their education as well. So many other announcements that were also made today. And what is the biggest takeaway for this particular address for you in particular?
Firstly, Madhav, a very happy Independence Day to all of us. Secondly, every citizen of this country waits for the Prime Ministerial Independence Day address from the Red Fort. And rightly so, because not only the Prime Minister speaks about what the country has achieved, but what is the vision ahead for the nation. And I believe that Honorable Prime Minister has very aptly laid out not only what the country has achieved, but what is the vision for new India when India turns 100 years of independence. Now, biggest takeaways for me is naturally all the policy is laid out. First being the infrastructure, because infrastructure is very important for economic growth as well, Madhav. We must all realize that there are more than 50 sectors which are aligned to infrastructure, which not only create employment, but generate a lot of revenues for a lot of sectors as well as for the national economy. Secondly, since we know that the last 1.5 years has been characterized by unprecedented times, gratitude paid towards the COVID warriors is also very essential. And also the fact that we were Atmanirbhar Bharat in true sense when 54 crore have been inoculated just by 2 made in India vaccines. So we have to be proud about that fact. There is no denial that foreign vaccines are welcome. But today 54 crore have been inoculated on the basis of Covaxin and Covishield, and we have to be proud about that fact. Secondly, the kind of laurels that our sportsmen are bringing in the Tokyo Olympics that the Prime Minister has also mentioned. And apart from that fact, the delimitation commission that has been set up in Jammu and Kashmir, now that democratic elections can be made underway there, is a huge announcement. And for me, also the Vande Bharat trails, also the announcement about the Kisan, how to empower them. The states have been empowered to make their own OBC list. So yes, there is a lot of takeaway.
Kailash Adhikari. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I asked you for one takeaway. You've given more than half a dozen takeaways, but I suppose that's the nature of today's speech. There were many big announcements. But I want to, in fact, go back into the debate and I want to bring back Sujata Paul on one point. Sujata Paul, when the opposition raises this 100 lakh crore issue, I think there's a very important point that Kailash Adhikari has made. Perhaps there is no factually denying what was announced in 2019. But let's also not forget how difficult the last 1.5 years have been from the point of view of governance and from the point of view of the economy. We've had lockdown after lockdown. We've had huge economic problems, and therefore, if the government has not fulfilled it over the past 2 years, Kailash Adhikari's suggestion certainly is that there is very good reason for that. Is the opposition being a little less than charitable when it comes to this particular aspect?
No, before I talk about this, I also want to mention that it's only 12 crore people who have been double vaccinated. That is what a complete vaccination is. So please don't give us this 54 crore people have been vaccinated. Secondly, infrastructure development is very important. But do you know that there are pictures coming in from Kedarnath today where blasting has taken place because there is no monitoring happening. So when you're talking about infrastructure development, there has to be scientific methods which should be involved, and it should be not just hard work but also Harvard, which should be taken into consideration. And what I mean is education and science. But that is not how things happen. And when you talk about this 100 lakh crore, it was announced in 2019, 2020 and 21. So what is the difference? Is that same amount being declared over and over again? And very important, last year
That's the
we
entire
had this
point.
huge...
May I please?
That's the point.
There was this-
We all know what's
May I-
been happening for the last 2 years, Sujata Paul.
May I please?
Sujata Paul,
No,
we know
no,
what's been happening for the last 2
so
years.
what
That's
are you
exactly the
talking,
point that the
Madhav?
panelist was making, that Kailash Adhikari was making.
2019 to 2020, there was no corona. There was no corona. What happened to that 100 lakh crore?
Oh,
It
okay.
should have been a
Okay,
new
respond to
100
that.
lakh crore.
Okay. Let Sanju respond to that. Okay. You made a point. Sanju Verma, 2019 to 20, there was no corona. Why was this not implemented then? That's the point coming in from the opposition. Please respond to her.
You know, Madhav, I'm completely flummoxed by this half-baked truth, or should I say half-baked lies that the opposition drums up every now and then. When the announcement was made in 2018-19 about 100 lakh crore, Modi government clearly said this will be implemented over the next 7 to 10 years. And today, from the ramparts of the Red Fort, Prime Minister Modi has reinforced his vision of ensuring that we spend at least 20 lakh crore on infrastructure every single year. And I want to remind the Congress and your audience, more importantly, last year, despite a debilitating pandemic, do you know, Madhav, how many kilometers of national highways were constructed? This is in the public domain. 13,227 kilometers, which works out to 37 kilometers a day, out of which 3,000 kilometers worth of highways were constructed in Jammu and Kashmir alone. That is what is called inclusivity. The Chenani Nashri tunnel was started in 2007 by the Congress. It was finally completed under the aegis of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2017. The Pakyong Airport in Sikkim was started in 2009. It was completed in 2018 by the Narendra Modi government after 9 long years. So I want to reiterate, Madhav, just 20 seconds, that what Prime Minister Modi scores handsomely on is that there's a vision and then there's an execution. For instance, just 10 seconds. GST was vision. GST vision.
Okay.
I want to correct you. It was in
Okay.
2018-19. This was
Okay, there's a vision and there's an execution. All right, Sanju Verma, we are almost out of time. I have to get some quick responses, please. We are almost out of time, please. We have just 2 minutes left. Quick response from Vivek Srivastava. Vivek Srivastava, there is a vision and there is an execution. Quick response, please. Almost out of time.
Sanju, I give you full credit that the Prime Minister is a very good orator. There is no doubt about his management and marketing skills. He would have been a very good ad agency professional. However, when it comes to administration, that is a very different game. That is a very different game, madam.
PPM was thrown out of Bengal. You got 0 seats.
because of lack
You
of
were thrown out of
oxygen,
Tripura in
lack of
2018
medication and lack of hospital beds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're completely out of time. We're completely out of time on this debate. I'll have to thank all of you for joining us because we have some other news developments coming in. Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of BJP, Kailash Adhikari, Sujata Paul, as well as Vivek Srivastava. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening. Slipping into a very quick break for now.